Hello and welcome to Talking Good Games. Just finished Manchester City 3, West Ham United 1. An unbelievable overhead kick for Mohammed Kudus to make it interesting for about 10 minutes in the game. But it was straightforward. Man City took the lead after 80 seconds and went on to win the title comfortably at the Etihad this afternoon. And it was as you would expect, I think, from Man City and West Ham today. I'll be honest with you. If you're looking for an angry West Ham fan, you're not going to get it here today. I'm not that bothered. I wasn't that bothered in the build-up to this game. Went a goal down, went 2 goals down. We got a goal back, which was nice. Went 3-1. I still was not bothered. So you're looking for an aggressive, angry West Ham fan, you're going to go elsewhere. However, if you're looking for somebody that was pretty laid back watching that, discussing his thoughts on the game, then stick around and make sure you do subscribe to Hammer's Chat and drop a like on the video as well if you enjoy it. Now, before I get into it, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's tuned into the reviews this season. There's been quite a lot of them with European football. But I appreciate it, and it's nice to sometimes vent. There'll be none of that today, but sometimes after quite a lot of occasions this season, venting has been necessary, but it's therapeutic doing this and then seeing what people's thoughts are in the comments after the game as well. So thank you very much for sticking with us. We'll be here all summer though, covering transfer rumours, the new manager. We've got a few different ideas coming up in the summer as well. But yeah, stick with us through the summer as well, please. Don't go anywhere. Anyway, that was David Moyes' last game as West Ham manager. A new era for West Ham, I guess, begins. To be honest with you, it's probably already begun. They've probably already started planning for next season with Lopetegui as manager. But that was David Moyes' final game in charge. And I have to say, that was sort of... that sums up David Moyes. Today sums up David Moyes a little bit. We've got beat 3-1 and comfortably too, when nothing was on the line for West Ham. We were 9th, win 9th, lose 9th, draw 9th. Nothing could have happened today to make us change position. But we're missing Jared Bowen through tonsillitis, which is obviously a blow, but we still approached the game like we would have done if that was match day 16, 19, 25. If we were playing for European football today, that would have still been the starting 11. There was nothing different. We went away to Man City, 5 at the back, didn't really do anything. It was an incredible individual goal by Mohammed Kudus, but the second half, we didn't have a shot at goal. I don't think we had a shot at goal. Souček had a... I must right. I couldn't have been the only one that had a chuckle with Thomas Souček's goal. He just literally just slapped it into the back of the net. But anyway, it was one. Let's go through the highlights. Man City made it 1-0 after 80 seconds. Phil Foden, unbelievable goal. He's been sensational all season. I was hoping he would start out on the right today, away from the middle of the pitch, away from the action. But no, he was right in that number 10 role. Picked it up from Kyle Walker. James Ward-Prowse far too close to him, far too tight. Bang, Phil Foden went past him, bent into the top corner. Areola, absolutely no chance whatsoever. But like I said, while I'm looking at it, thinking, oh, James Ward-Prowse, what are you doing? That's as far as it went. I was a bit whatever. 18 minutes, I think it was, 2-0. Doku went down the left-hand side. Fantastic pass from him to squeeze it in between Soufal and Souček, I think it was, to get it across there. Ward-Prowse not close enough to Foden, Zuma not close enough to Foden, and he just sort of sweeps it into the far corner. Now, between both goals, they tested Areola on a couple of occasions. After going 2-0 up, they continue to test Areola, who in the first half, he had a really good game. Obviously, he's at fault for the third goal. See if Mrs. Areola does a social media post about that one. Probably not, but I bet at half-time she had one lined up and draft saved. Oh, look, the non-Hammer of the Year coming to the rescue once more. Where was the real Hammer of the Year? Tonsillitis, if you know what I mean. I don't know. She probably didn't. I'm just trying to have a laugh. Last game of the season, right? But we got a little treat. We got a little treat from Mohammed Kudus. There was only two things we could enjoy today. There was 2 things we could enjoy, and one of them was by Mohammed Kudus. Corner came over, it struck Thomas Souček in the chest. VAR tried to rule it out afterwards, couldn't, so the goal was given. Anyway, it hits Souček. He tees up his own overhead kick, then executes it absolutely perfect. The amount of power he gets on that was unbelievable. Ortega had absolutely no chance in goal. Sensational strike from Mohammed Kudus. And the thing is, we can actually debate as to whether it's his best goal or not this season. Some would say it was. Some would say it's the goal against Brentford. Some would say it's a game against Freiburg. He has spoilt us this season. And I thought Mohammed Kudus in the first half and at times in the second half, I thought he was fantastic. I thought his dribbling was really good. He was holding onto the ball really well. I think Gvardiol has been superb for City once he's got into the team and stayed in the team. I thought Kudus had the better of him today, truth be told. And not just him, if he went up against Rodri or Bernardo Silva, whatever, I thought Kudus was really good. And this is why last week, and I know it's petty, I had an issue with the whole goal of the season award being given out before the end of the season, because something like this happened. And if you have a look at Stamford Bridge, Caicedo just scored from the halfway line. Hopefully Chelsea haven't done their goal of the season award, or that's going to be a bit embarrassing. Excuse me, can we, Cole Palmer, can we have that one back? I know you scored from 40 yards, but someone's just scored from 50 yards. Have that award back. Now, the good thing for West Ham is we gave it to Kudus, and Kudus keeps it. It's just the goal has changed, but regardless, it's unbelievable. If you haven't seen the goal, just go look at it. Unbelievable. Half time, 2-1 Man City. Now, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't hoping. I say hoping. It would have been nice to get back into the game. I wasn't expecting it. I thought City would go on and win comfortably anyway. I think they did. The scoreline 3-1. I don't think it reflects the game. I think it could have been 5-6-1 and we wouldn't have much complaints. I do think Areola, but him and Kudus were our two best players today. Take your pick which one you can give man of the match to. Kudus is my man of the match because I think for their third goal, which happened just before the hour mark, it was Rodri this time. City were just passing it around now. It was just pass. Antonio was just outside our box at this point. We just couldn't get the ball. Pass. And when we did, it just went straight back. Pass. Just City doing Man City things. Came to Rodri on the edge of the box. Side-footed effort. It was towards the corner, but not in the corner, if you know what I mean. Areola should be saving this one. He gets his fingertips on it. It's not strong enough. It's not really good enough from Areola. But again, like I said, I was hardly angry. I wasn't sitting there going, oh, what you doing? I might have been if we were playing for European spaces or this was earlier on in the season. But the fact of the matter is our season was done. So it shrug it off. Because like I said, he had a good game and he went on to have a couple of good moments afterwards. A couple of iffy moments as well. I think Man City discovered one way or another that he's not very good at crosses and decided to start whipping corners in under the crossbar. Souček practically heading one off the line to save Areola's blushes later on and keep the scoreline respectable. And we had it in the back of the net, 3-2. We had it in the back of the goal with Thomas Souček. Ball came in from our corner. We got a rare corner. We got a little treat in the second half. Got a corner. A ball came in. Marpanas headed down. Souček just slapped it in with his arm. Fantastic goal. The cheek of him just to jog off as if he'd scored. I mean, he didn't celebrate. He knew he was going to get disallowed, but it was a little bit of fun. Just make the City fans a little bit nervous for a few minutes, but goal correctly chalked off. Full time, 3-1 Manchester City. It was nice to see George Earthy. I said there was two things to enjoy today. One was the goal, and one was George Earthy coming on, but it was a little bit of like he was never going to barely get the ball today against this City team. But anyway, it finished 3-1, very comfortable. They've won the league for the fourth time in a row. Congratulations to Man City and all that. It was, and to be fair, Arsenal had a last-minute equaliser, a last-minute winner. When it was 1-1, you thought, even if we draw, it's still okay. But Arsenal won, and you know there was a clip. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. There was a fake rumour that West Ham had made it 2-2 just before half time, and all the Arsenal fans start celebrating, thinking it's 2-2 because they wouldn't have known the context of the game. Us that watched it know we got our ass whooped in the first half. Kudus scored, but that was it. We didn't do anything else. I had a bet on Areola to make 8 saves, 6-1 for Areola to make 8 saves. The bet had won before half time, and we conceded 2 as well. So the scoreline did not tell the story, but Arsenal fans would have been quite on 2-1. West Ham are making a game of this, but there's a clip, so go have a look. Alvarez was sort of the Alvarez thing. I'm not worried about. He came on, but it's not really the thing. But it would have been an issue if Moyes was staying here. If David Moyes wasn't going in the summer, the Edson Alvarez thing would be an issue. He got substituted against Chelsea at half-time. Moyes got asked after the game, why are you conceding so many goals? And he basically said, well, he didn't. He said, we don't have Declan Rice. in an indirect way, you're basically saying that guy's not as good as Declan Rice. You might as well have just said that. And then we played Luton last week. No Edson Alvarez, didn't even come on. He came on today, got booked after about 5 minutes. To be honest with you, I thought it was a good tackle. I didn't even think it was a foul, to be fair. So Alvarez was a little bit roughly done. But City deserved winners today, deserved winners for the title as well. As for us, it was just on the beach performance. I'm just glad the scoreline was somewhat respectable, and we got to see a really good goal from Mohammed Kudus. And if Paqueta was trying to earn a summer move to Manchester City, he's definitely not done that today. But I think if Kudus wasn't on the radar of Manchester City, he might be today, because there was only one player on that pitch in a West Ham shirt that looked good enough to be wearing a blue one, and it was Mohammed Kudus. Goal aside, even if you ignore his goal for a minute, it was just what he did in open play, holding up the ball, his dribbling. He was shrugging off 3-4 Man City players at times. He was skipping in between Rodri and Gavardio. He looked like someone that could play at the Etihad week in, week out. So I've actually been quite comfortable about keeping Mohammed Kudus next season. I've always been quite confident he'll stay, because his minimum fee release clauses for next summer, not this one. But I don't know, just watching him today, there was an element of me. I've always thought he was too good, but I always thought he had another level to go. But I was watching him today thinking, hang on a minute, stop this, please, Mo, because you're basically showboating to the one club that could possibly afford you this summer. Stop that. Thank you very much. But anyway, man of the match for West Ham was Mohammed Kudus for me. Please get your thoughts in the comments below, whatever you thought about the game. The season's over. David Moyes' 4.5-year reign comes to an end, and I'm looking forward to the summer, and I'm looking forward to next season already, actually. Not so much when it flashed up. Today, opening weekend of the Premier League, 17th of August. I thought, bloody hell, just give us a break. We've got the Euros first. I'm kind of looking forward to Euros. I'm Scottish. It would come with a pessimistic view. It's like being West Ham fan on the international scene, essentially. But we've got the Euros to come up as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what West Ham can do. It should be a busy summer for us, and I'm hopeful that we can make some good sightings, and next season have a good one. We'll discuss what that looks like. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and disappear. Thank you very much. If you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a like on it. Subscribe to Hammer's Chat. I'll be live at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So if you're kicking around tomorrow at 9 a.m. and you fancy a little bit of company, myself and Charlie will be here for half an hour or so. We discussed the game, but we're discussing other things and interacting with the live chat. But once again, thank you so much for joining me over the season. It's just been a highlight doing the reviews. I quite enjoyed them. That's it for West Ham, 9th in the Premier League table, and that's it for Manchester City, champions again for the 4th time in a row. I'll catch you tomorrow.